audible now. So I'm Akshay. I'm working as CTO for Seracle. I'm with the company for almost 5 years now. So the whole company was, so initial part I don't need the PPT. So after that we can jump onto that. So the company was started in 2019. So initially we had started with some blockchain related consulting work. We had multiple clients for whom we were developing the blockchain related solutions. After somewhere around 2020, or let's say before the whole COVID thing started, we had jumped onto the white label solutions for exchanges and other DeFi solutions. We also jumped onto NFTs and all the complete horizon of which blockchain was offering. So as of now, in 2023, Seracle is focusing on two major areas. One is blockchain as a service, and the other is the identity piece. So before I jump onto what and which solution is for what and all, let's discuss the problem statement first. Like, why do we need those products in the first place? So talking about BaaS or blockchain as a service, which we call it. So let's assume that it's not part of the picture. So what earlier used to happen is, at least what we had been observing since 2020. So if you have to interact with any blockchain, let's take example of Ethereum, Polygon, or any other prominent blockchain, we were starting the blockchain nodes, and that itself was a very massive piece to take care. So I'll now come to some aspects about the blockchain setup. So a couple of concerns which the whole blockchain node setup had. So you used to start your own node, and the whole setup was very, very costly. So even let's say for Ethereum node in today's days, it takes around $1,000 to $1,200 a month just to start your own mainnet node. So cost always has been a very major factor which was pushing people away from the whole node setup. Then the team who will be doing it, they need to be very much they need to have expertise in the whole blockchain node setup. Then the whole node is not, let's say, a one-time activity. You need to keep on maintaining the whole node. You need to make sure that the node is running perfectly fine in a healthy state. And when I say healthy state, so the node has a block number associated to it, and your blockchain also has a block number associated to it. Let's say if you want to call the healthy number as 5 block difference, so it should not go out of sync beyond a 5 block difference. If it's going, then your transaction detection and the entire process will get delayed of detection. And there will be a situation when it will stop syncing also with the blockchain if the difference goes way beyond, let's say, what is considerable to be a healthy number. So if, let's say, the blockchain goes out of sync, then it's a lot of trouble. Like, you have to start a fresh node, and the syncing from beginning can take even a week in the case of Ethereum, especially the blockchains which are there already in the market for a very long time. So they will start sync the whole ledger, and it's very painful actually for whosoever will be managing the whole node. So one important point which is recently coming into the picture is geographical proximity. So nowadays everybody is using blockchain nodes as RPC endpoints in their Web3 application. So some application would be running, let's say, from London, some would be running from India, some would be running from any corner of the world. So if you are setting up your node, let's say most of the people, especially the companies, they prefer North Virginia region because it's the cheapest region of Amazon. Just to save cost, people prefer that. But let's say if your application is being accessed by somebody from Singapore and your node is being hosted in North Virginia, you will be facing a lot of latency. So that's also one of the big performance region that applies to your front-end application as well as your back-end applications. If your servers are running in other corner of the world, then also it will create a trouble. So to solve that, we had developed our own BaaS layer. So what BaaS layer and how the whole solution is solving the problems which I have already highlighted is, we have set up the whole architecture we have set up all the nodes, and we have set up, let's say, nodes in multiple geographies, so that like every continent has 1 or 2 nodes, and on top of it we have a load balancer. So whenever you are accessing the RPC endpoints of the blockchain, you will be routed to the closest node as per the user's request. You also don't need to bear the whole cost of node setup. It's completely on a pay-as-you-go model. Each API has been assigned a certain API credits, and based on the usage of the API, you will be charged. Okay, you don't need to care about, let's say, hiring a DevOps team to manage that, or let's say the node going out of sync, because we have a backup node also. If one node goes out of sync, we can always switch it over to a healthy node. So all those things can be taken care by the BaaS solution which we have. Apart from that, I'll jump on to the next solution. Let me know if I'm being too boring. The next solution which we have was on the identity piece. It's on-chain KYC solution. So in that one, the problem which is being faced currently, especially by the government agencies, is that DeFi in general is very much booming into the whole consumer space. People are creating their MetaMask accounts, wallets, and they are directly interacting with the blockchain stuff. They are doing the transfers and all. So when you see the positive side of the whole story, it looks very nice. But when you start seeing the negative aspect, that even the bad actors of the ecosystem, they are able to leverage this whole technology for something which is unlawful. So the money is being transacted, let's say internationally, illegal, terror financing, and all those things when they are coming in, then it becomes a real nightmare for the government bodies to track, like, who did it. They are not able to hold anybody accountable in the whole ecosystem. So that's where the on-chain KYC solution we had pitched in. We already have, let's say, a very initial beta already out in the public, where we are doing the on-chain wallet validations and all. So how that whole system works is, the initial part is like the any vanilla KYC. You do your PAN, Aadhaar, and all that. I'll not jump onto that because that's pretty much self-explanatory. But after your KYC is done, you would also be connecting a wallet after the KYC, and let's assume in our scenario, let's say it was a near wallet. So we would be minting an NFT also, which will be having certain attributes which does not include your PII information. So when I say PII is personally identifiable information, anything unique which can identify you. So NFTs won't be holding, let's say, your email ID or your phone number or any of your personal information, but it would be having a certain identifier to identify you as a person on the whole ecosystem. So those attributes we'll be storing along with the NFT on the NIA. And whenever you are coming back on any other platform, we will be checking whether that wallet holds the NFT which we had minted or not. So now we have two sides of the story. How it's beneficial for the user doesn't have to do the KYC every time, because if there was no on-chain KYC, whenever you will go to any platform, you will have to do the KYC again and again. That's the user side of the story, how user is getting benefited. And now the government side, how government is getting benefited is that they can always track, like, which transaction is being mapped to which NFT wallet address. And that's where they can track how the money is being flown, all the transactions, how they are being, like, the whole monitoring they can completely do. So we have a couple of screenshots as well, how the whole flow looks like. So the initial steps are very simple to how the plain vanilla KYC works. But apart from that, something which happens in the background is the whole dashboard of where the whole analytics happens. So which wallet is being connected to which user, which transactions are being followed, and we are also integrating multi-chain support. So the same person can, in the future, he can add other blockchain wallets also, so that the KYC stays the same, but the multiple wallets can be connected to the same individual. So that's the direction on which we are working on the on-chain KYC.
But that is compliant, that shareable KYC.
Yes, so that's where I had mentioned that we are not storing anything which is personal to the user.
So that is fine. But like, suppose if I went to one platform, I have used this solution, right? And you have created a KYC one time, you created an NFT. So if I go to the other platform, right? So the same NFT can be used?
So that data is anyway publicly available.
No, I think yeah. So basically, reusability, how it works is the data remains within our database. We are not sharing it with the new party. It's just that the party is validating whether the data is verified on our side or not. the personal information only if you are, giving a consent to that party to share. Then only that data is shared. So for example, right now Chingari is using our solution, and we have done 14,000 plus KYCs with that. The same user, let's say, is